It's a grizzly.
Should we get out of here?
No. We're gonna watch and listen.
Well, good evening,
Hello.
everybody. Hello, Kelly. How's it going tonight?
Okay, how are you?
Wonderful from coast to coast and all around the world. We want to say hello to everybody and tuning in. I do apologize for Kelly Jo. Well, we're actually an hour late. That was due to my fault, ladies and gentlemen. I actually double booked, and I didn't realize it until the last minute. I was like, I was like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? I was trying to get a hold of Kelly, and so I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that will not happen again. I don't know how my calendar did not flag me down. So how's your week been?
Good, good. Keeping busy.
Really? So guess what I've been doing?
What have you been doing?
So I have been to antique stores.
Ew. No. No. Ew.
Oh yes.
Oh, yuck.
I have picked up 4 dolls. And I don't know if I can reach this one. I'll probably knock it off and it'll probably bite me and I'll probably have nightmares. Now look at this one.
Oh, wow. These dolls all have attachments, you know.
Oh, I figure they did. I'm treating them really good. I'm taking care of them. Are they good attachments?
Well, the one, I don't know. She's a little tricky.
Oh, great. That reminds me of Run DMC. Tricky. So, yeah, they walk around while you're sleeping. That's what Brenda just says. They walk around while I'm sleeping. They probably do. So what happened, Kelly Jo, is I was walking. That one I showed you they were twins. And I was walking, and I heard, hey, wait a minute. Let me do it right. And I thought, okay, I'm blocking the aisle, so I'll scoot over. And I scooted over and I turned around. Nobody was there. And I was like, I looked again. I was like, I'm just hearing stuff. And I looked to my right, and there were the 2 dolls. Then I'm not going to grab the big doll. Well, hell, why not? You'll probably freak me out on this one. Don't bite me. The mom's coming with them. All right, look at this one.
Oh, my. I don't like any of them.
So, they're all 4 together, and they were priced together. And I was like, well, I don't want all 4, but I was like, okay, should I get them or not? And I was like, looks like Bill Clinton. Really? That does not like. I had no sexual relations. But anyways,
Wow.
did you just hear that?
Yeah, Big Bang.
I have no idea what that was. Are you picking up something that I don't know?
Well, you need to clear your dolls because they're doing stuff. So you need to clean and cleanse and smudge them.
All right, so I'm going to do that. I have not had a chance to do any of that. But I thought, ladies and gentlemen, I thought I was going to let the audience name them on your next show. Look at Kelly. Kelly's like, no, I don't want no part of that. Okay, I'll do that on another show.
Yeah,
Brenda is back there. Yeah, Kelly's like, no, so I'm not going to grab the other one because you probably.
No.
So I actually heard the voice and I ended up buying all 4. And
wow.
my mom and dad was like, you're crazy. I'm like, no, I'm not crazy. Well, maybe I am. So I end up buying them. And they're in my studio. Now, don't fall on me. And yeah, they are something else. And and they come with the stands. And I was like, no way. So another psychic was like the two twins, just to let you know, Jackie used to own those, take very good care of them. And I was like, we mean and I was like, you just better take care of them. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of them, all right. We getting ready to get a holy cleansing. So, anyways, so what's going on with you?
Well, I thought I'd talk tonight about how people perceive things differently and how, when you're aware, how you might perceive things.
Yeah, that's
So,
interesting. Yeah, please take it over.
now, first of all, before you do anything, say a prayer of protection. Always,
Yes.
always, always. And some people, they can feel, some people hear, some people sense, some people just know. Those are some of the things that you'll get. You'll get tingles. Sometimes people receive stuff from left to right or right to left. That's a neat little thing to know. You get, when you first start out, you get tingling on your head, and that's your third eye opening and crown. And sometimes, a lot of times, the reason why people get things in dreams is you're most quiet then. Otherwise, you're too static in the day to get stuff. And another thing, you got to learn to, everybody goes, how can I learn to do it? You need to trust it, because a lot of times people get busy and they're like, yeah, I'm busy. I'm not going to pay attention right now, later. But it isn't the voice that talks all the time. It's the whisper voice. That voice that says, stop, don't walk out in front of that car. That's the voice that you listen to. And a lot of times it sounds like your own voice. It can. And that's your guide or guardian angel that's talking to you. So you aren't crazy. Like sometimes people will see things out of the corner of their eye and they won't see it head on. Well, sometimes when you're just learning, if you saw stuff materialize, you'd be running out the house buck naked.
Ah, right.
Yeah. So, and then a lot of times kids are really aware and the parents poo poo them. Now, when they tell you that grandma's sitting in the room talking to them, grandma is sitting in the room talking to them. Just like imaginary friends. They're not imaginary, they're really seeing people.
Wow. That's interesting. So all the times I've been hearing voices in my head, it's not
You aren't
literally
crazy.
mean,
You don't
right?
need
Okay.
drugs.
Yeah. Okay. So that makes me feel a lot better, because when I heard those children, it sounded like a pair of kids, in that antique store, and that's what got my attention. And I saw those two dolls, and I saw the older male doll, then I saw the female that goes with them. And it was a bundle package, so I had to have them. But I ended up buying them. But it was so I just want everybody to know, listen to what she's saying, because a lot of people that may have abilities don't know it, and they're having a rough time struggling through it. And actually, Brenda says, yes, thank you. Actually, you got a guest. Brenda's a guest backstage. You want to bring her on too?
Sure.
All right, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, here's Brenda. I'll give her a warm welcome applause. I think you got abilities too, are coming out of the closet, right?
Huh. Yeah.
So is she hitting any marks with you with what she's saying about?
Absolutely, everyone.
So what else, Kelly Jo, that you tell people about that?
And another thing is, always use your discernment. Ask of whom it comes by, because sometimes it can be a negative entity posing as something nice, and it's not. Like a lot of times, negative entities will pose as children to let the kids trust them and then trick them.
Yep.
Wow. That's terrible.
Well, so it's just the truth.
Watch your little kid voices that you heard.
Right.
So, I mean, how can you tell the difference, though? I mean, is it just test the waters and find out, or?
You know, what I've seen is when they pose as children, when you hear children, you don't really see them. They hide and you hear, that's all you have. That's what you
Right.
get leery of, because little kids, spiritual little kids, they want to be seen and heard.
Right.
So,
Wow, I didn't know that.
They'll show themselves.
yes, they like it. They like to be acknowledged. But when it's something that's a little bad, they know that if they pose as a child, you're
You'll
more
trust
apt to
them.
trust them. Yep. So,
But
but you can't see them.
right. And another thing is if the spirit hems and haws and doesn't answer you, that's a sure sign that it's negative too.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. Say,
Now, repeat that for the audience one more time to make sure they heard that.
If the spirit hems and haws and doesn't say of whom it comes by, it's usually not a good spirit.
Wow. So, what are we actually looking for when you ask that question?
Well, they'll confirm that they're of the highest light. You know,
Oh, wow. So
and
so
if
that's
not,
that's
you send them to
interesting.
the light through the light. Excuse you.
Wow. So you actually have classes to teach this to people?
I haven't taught on the about the ghost busting stuff in ever, but I've taught people how to be psychic and stuff. Like when you are learning too, you can have a friend, and what you'll do, you'll have one be a sender and the other one be the receiver, but don't change your mind in the middle. That's not nice.
Yeah, that
Like
is terrible.
like you'll send a flower, like say to Brenda, I'm thinking of a flower, and we can do it now if you want. We can try it. I'm gonna send a flower. Okay, what do you think I just sent you?
A yellow petaled little flower.
Okay, I sent a tulip.
Oh, is that what it
No
was?
way.
A
No way.
tulip.
Yeah, but
I don't
Unbelievable.
know what
what?
they're called.
Right, I get what you were saying, but you can practice that way, or take a deck of cards and flip them and see if it's red or black when you're just starting out. Then you graduate to the kings, queens, jacks, and jokers.
And after that, you go to the casino.
Yep. If you're that good, you can see the cards. There you go.
That's right.
Wow. Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, do not do that. I'm
I'll walk in a
sorry.
casino now
They
and get
got like
kicked
4
out.
or 5 decks of cards, so you can't count them anymore. So yeah.
You can't count anymore.
Yeah, I mean, come on. So yeah. That was funny.
But
So yeah,
little
I didn't
things,
know that though. Go ahead, Kelly.
little things like that. And then you can practice remote viewing, like pick a friend and go visit their house and tell them what they're doing at that point in time. Set up a designated time. And that's
Wow.
called remote viewing.
And how
I
does that
That's
process actually work?
you just go there and you can see.
What, you just like leave your mind or something, or?
You I guess you just
You don't.
no,
No, you don't leave your mind.
you don't in your mind.
I didn't mean like I didn't mean it that way.
What you do is you picture the target, and then you go at a certain time, like say, okay, I'm going to go visit you at 7:00 and visit your house and see what you're doing at that time at 7. We've set up this time, then I'll tell you what I saw you doing, and there you go.
Ladies
That's
and gentlemen, we are not safe from psychics.
That
Beware of what you do behind closed
I was going to
doors.
say, give a new meaning to stalking.
Well, was it you, Kelly
So if
Jo,
I
or somebody asked?
Chris,
designated time.
Chris, if I call you and tell you, oh my God, put some clothes on.
Don't look Ethel.
I think it was on your show, Kelly Jo, a while back ago. Somebody asked the question, "Can my grandmother see me naked?" And I about fell out of my chair, because you were like, "Well, yeah," and she was like, "Oh my, OMG," and I was like, "Did that person really just ask that question?" Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, everybody up in heaven can see us with no clothes on. Yes,
They don't care.
They're
It's not a
scared of
thing.
me.
Yeah, well, I care, and that makes me
No,
feel a little
but
weird
they're
now when I take a shower.
respectful. It's not like they're popping in on you when you're taking a shower or anything.
Yeah, I
No.
would like to think that hopefully they respect people's privacy.
Right.
Yeah.
Please.
Unbelievable. Yeah, y'all crack me up. You two are something else. I don't know
And
about you two.
it's like, haven't you ever, before caller ID, haven't you known who was on the phone before they called?
Yeah,
I've done that.
actually, yes.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I always have.
Yeah, that
And
makes sense.
can call a friend and say, you better check on so and so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And look at a mommy. A mommy knows when the kids are too quiet to go check on them. That's psychic abilities. And mommy's energy putting a band-aid on a boo-boo. That's healing and psychic abilities.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just an innate thing. Some people have different gifts in herbs and healing. Another thing is that's real simple is you can feel stuff. Like I can feel when I go to a haunted place, I can tell you what happened there. When I'm on vacation, my friends love to go with me because the ghosts show up. They tell me their whole story.
Wow.
Oh, fun.
I just cannot imagine sitting in a hotel room and be like, "Hey, George, I'm sorry you died 120 years ago, but I love this room. Can I have it, please, for the night?"
Right. I've had to do that. I remember I was walking in Jerome, Arizona, and I'm going along, and all of a sudden, is it sooty? I see all this soot, and the other girls couldn't see it. And I'm walking, and all of a sudden, I fell down and I couldn't breathe. I said, we need to find out what happened here because there's something wrong. We went to an information booth, and here there was a collapse of the mines there way back in the 1800s, and many, many men died. So I'm sitting there, but I was warned before I went there. I always get a warning. There was a guy sitting on the curb by I call it stop and go, and he had a white jumpsuit on, always in white, a cap, and, he goes, be careful, girl. That's AC/DC up there. Good energies and bad energies. Be careful. Be careful, girl. I said, yeah, it's okay. So we go up there and we got down the mountain. My girlfriend picked up one of a negative entity, and I was sleeping, and I can feel it and say a prayer. She goes, you didn't even wake up. You just sat up, said a prayer, sent it to the light, flop back down.
Wow. Wow.
Have you been doing that all of your life?
Yeah, I was born this way. Another thing, we had to go to Holbrook, Arizona, and we had to get up before we had breakfast and coffee, and they had to go to the museum because there was a trapped soul there that painted a picture of the Virgin Mary, but he was bludgeoned to death. And I said, well, we got to go release that soul before we can go have breakfast. So we all go trotting down there. And of course, my girlfriend's behind me. And of course, I'm backing up into her. I said, back up. because I'm seeing, splashes of blood and all this stuff. And I said, back up. And she did. And then I went back in and sent the soul to the light. And then after that, we went and had breakfast and had our day,
Wow. Yeah, there's blood everywhere. So what do you say when you send them to the light?
Go to the light, to the light. I use our Lord Jesus Christ, but you don't got to believe what I believe in. And
Right.
that's of whom I come by, because I do house clearing, cleansings, people clearing, and any spirits that are lost or want to go to the light, through the light,
Wow. See, ladies and gentlemen, for your non-believers, that's fine, and I tell everybody all the time, you believe what you want to believe. Psychics are real. We got there we go, Sport Cat's in the house. Some
Hey,
people do not
cat.
believe. Was that a baby I just heard?
No, I said, hey, cat.
Oh my God! I was like, I'm hearing voices, Kelly Jo.
It's the doll
Yeah.
above you, run.
Yeah, right. I was like, oh, great,
Throw it in
great.
the
Here
other
we
room.
go. I'm like, it's happening.
And
Yeah,
sometimes
I love
you
you
can
guys. I'll
tell
take good care of you.
if something is negative, the hair on your body will stand up, when it's
Yep.
negative.
Yep.
And sometimes if it's really bad, my tummy will do flips.
Really?
Yeah,
That's what happens
tummy.
with me. But
Tummy
it's different. Yeah. With me, it's like if it's not bad, I'll get a chill and the hair on my arms will stand up. But if it's bad, the hair on the back of my neck stands up and my
Yep.
stomach just gets knotted.
Yep, it's like warning, warning.
Yeah. Beep, 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 beep.
Right. And don't ever go on an investigation alone.
Nope.
Always bring a friend.
Or a
And
few.
why is that?
Because you can get attacked and stuff.
I told you, I've been scratched. I've been bit. I was bit in the middle of my back, where I can't even reach, right in between my shoulder blades.
I don't stand for anything like that. It's like, if you're going to do that, you're so done.
Yep. Get out.
Yep. Pronto. I ain't messing with you. You're gone.
Wow.
And some people, they go, oh, I want you to throw things and stuff. If you're doing that, I'm leaving. I ain't.
Yeah, you don't want them to do that stuff.
No. You'll get clocked in the head and knock your butt out.
Yep.
No, you go ahead. What's interesting, and Sport Cat would tell you this because he's the same way, is that, if you believe in yang, you have to believe in yin and yang. I had it backwards. But, a lot of people don't like talking about the negative side. And I think it's kind of crucial to bring some of it up to let them know, like you are, that there are some consequences.
And always tell the spirits to stay there, because they will follow you back home.
Yep.
I don't know how many calls I've gotten from people that picked up a hitchhiker and they're in trouble.
Wow.
And they bring it home. And a lot of these people have kids and homes and family, and the kids screaming in the middle of the night because there's a bad oogie booga. And,
You know what? I could see that as a movie. I beg ooga booga. So yeah, I like that ooga booga.
For a bad spirit.
Yeah, I like it. I like that term.
I think a kid could relate to that.
Yeah, really, yeah.
So.
I don't know how many houses I've had to go to because people mess with Ouija boards or black magic or something, and then the kid's saying there's something in the closet, and I'll go in cold, and I walk the house, and it's like, here, portal. They ain't got to close all the portals.
Yep.
Wow.
You don't open them if you don't know how to close them.
Right. And then sometimes there's portals that you can't close. One time I had to tell people to leave because the portal was the highway to the dead.
Oh,
and
that's what you need.
I know. Yay.
So what do you do?
Stand there with a sign that says, "We'll work for food."
But it's not funny,
Yeah, I know.
have to sell the house because it
Yep.
can't be closed. And sometimes there's spirits that are older than time, and you can't do anything with them either.
See, now I try to tell people that, and
Like
they
land
just don't
spirits,
understand it.
don't
Yeah.
mess with them. Like not land ghosts, but spirits, like they're spirits of the land that are more ancient than time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Leave them alone. That's their territory.
Right.
Now, what did they ever walk upon this earth? Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
They're an entity unto themselves.
Are they like the fallen angels?
No,
Okay.
they're just a spirit, earth, entity.
Okay.
They're a whole
Now,
different.
Used.
Now, what I did, ladies and gentlemen, I put together a spiritual warfare kit. It's $54.95. Shipping is $10.20 included. It's a 2-day priority kit. It comes with a nice little thing. Brenda just ordered one. I sold a couple the other night. I'll get us pictures and put them out there for y'all to see what they look like. It comes with holy water and stuff. Basically, it just covers the cost of the items and the shipping. Not making any money. So throw it out there to help you all with some prayers and stuff. And we'll get some local people here to help you. And Kelly, I sent Kelly's email. I'm going to bring Kelly's email back up. Always get all of her by her email or her website at www.kellyjopsychic.com. Make sure and check her out there as well. And her email is kellyjo1009 or 1009 at gmail.com as well. And she's very well love to help you. I mean, she knows what she's doing.
It's garbled again.
Yeah, I've got to have her work with me a little bit. I've been having, like I said, I've been seeing things in my dreams, and then I wake up and I'll call Grizzly and say, "Hey, man, you're never gonna guess this dream I had." He's like, "Whoa."
Oh, you're welcome to call.
Yeah,
and
I'm going to.
Another thing is trust it.
Yeah, that's the second time somebody's told me that.
Well, because you're gifted, and if you poo-poo it, you get in trouble.
True. True.
Haven't you went to go down a road and be told to go a different road?
Yes.
And you listen to it, and then something happened, and you were protected.
I usually don't listen to it because I'm like, well, I think I go by a gut feeling. This is where I'm supposed to be. Sometimes things get me in trouble when they tell me do something different. And then I'm like, man, I should not have done that. I should have just kept what I was doing. So I've learned that my first instinct, I need to start going with that.
Right. That's what I'm talking about, not your head.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel it all here.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like I'll be going down a certain road, and then it'll say, turn off here, and I do. I don't doubt it.
Now, when I see things when I'm sleeping, it's not like a movie. I'm getting a glimpse and then a glimpse, like a
snapshot.
Yes. And it's weird because one snapshot might be normal and the next snapshot might just be gory. And I'm like, it would be better if I did get the whole thing and it led up like a movie. It would be easier. So I think that's what kind of freaks me out.
Well, tell your guys, boom. Tell your guys not to leave it in the middle undone.
Yeah. If I can get my spirit guide out of the bar, I might be all right.
So how do you reach your spirit guides? You just sit there and you just meditate and just think to them, or how does that work?
You be quiet and you listen. They usually come to you in a dream because you're quiet then, and they'll give you your name and whatever. You have your original spirit guides that have always been with you. They've been with you for eons. You usually have one. and then others are added unto you as
I
you
think
need.
I think my one is the one that I had when I was little
Right.
and was going to step off that curb, and if I would have been dead. I heard her call me, and I turned around. There she was,
Yep.
and it stopped me from stepping off that curb. So I really feel like that woman. I seen her several times when I was younger. I've never seen her anymore as I grew up, but I still get that same feeling like I did when I was younger when she was around.
Well, she's still
So
around.
yeah. So yeah.
That's amazing. You know, it just blows my mind because we have so many non-believers out there. And there's nothing wrong with being skeptical because there are so many fakes. Okay. I understand that, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
But, you know, you have these people out there who's like, oh, and another psychic, and blah, 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 you know, and I've got one of them, you know, that I know that just drives me nuts. No, it's not you, Sport Cat. It's my dad. So don't get up all in panties in a while and get all upset. I mean, every time somebody calls me, you know, he's like, go in the other room. You know, it's wild, you know. And even Kelly and Joe, when she calls me out of the blue, you know, that's what takes me so long. I had to go in the other room, and you know, and that's when she saw my sexy walker, didn't you?
Tell
Yep.
your dad that in zombie apocalypse, we're gonna throw him to them while we run.
Yeah.
He keeps it up.
Yeah,
He's the
yeah.
bait.
But Kelly Joe saw my sexy walker with the rims and everything on it, and when I got back to
Woohoo!
my room, she's like, "I saw you're on a walker," and I was like, "Oh." And she's like, I saw it when he was walking. And I was like, oh, I was like, man, you got me. So, but you know,
Oh, I'm gonna beat
people
you,
do have
cat.
abilities, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, like some of the ones that talked to my mom in the past 2 or 3 days, you know, like I told my mom, it doesn't make sense right now. You know, it won't. And within 3 or 4 hours, it made sense, you know, and you got to listen to them. You got to have an open mind. Kelly Joe, what other are symptoms and stuff that you do or to look for?
And another thing to look for when you're aware is your dreams. Keep a dream log because you'll get a lot of stuff in your dreams. And another thing, haven't you ever heard your voice called?
Yes.
That's your guide.
No, are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't know why I would ask you that when you just told us. So yeah, I apologize. Yeah, because I bought a house, my very first house when I was 21, and I was downstairs, and I always heard my name being hollered from upstairs. And I would turn off the TV, and I was like, "No, that's not possible. I'm home by myself." And it was a Cape Cod home, if you ever know what those homes look
Yeah.
like. And you go upstairs, there's a room to the right and a room to the left, and straight ahead is the attic. And then of course I heard footsteps. I mean, everybody hears that, you know. But the name, you know, with like my voice, just like you said, that is wild.
That's your guide. Now the footsteps was really a ghost. So there you go.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's interesting. Brenda, have you ever heard that happen before?
I've heard things call my name before, in my own voice. And for a while I used to think, oh, that's just me trying to talk to myself. But yeah, I've heard my name in my own voice several times.
So, Sport Cat Glenn Jackson says, I wonder if evil spirits can affect moods and relationships.
Yes,
Absolutely,
they
they
can.
can.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, that does happen. I've known people that gone on investigations and have come back with attachments because they fooled around and did something they were not supposed to. They did not actually prepare themselves before going into the house or building and protecting themselves and grounding themselves and being attached with something, bringing it home. And the relationship or their health has deteriorated. So, yes, it actually does happen.
Yep.
Matter of fact, I actually interviewed a guy the other night where the dad challenged the ghost because on the EVP,
I'm going to kill all your children.
Yep.
And the
Right.
guy was like, yeah, I'm not afraid of that ghost. Yeah, he ain't gonna do nothing. And he actually challenged the ghost, and all the ghost hunters were like, oh, don't do that, don't do that, no, that's bad. I mean, they actually had an EVP, Kelly Jo. Making a long story short, a month later, the 14-year-old daughter of Danny died.
Wow.
Very healthy daughter died. So now we're not saying that had a hand, in that, right? But when they did the autopsy, she was very healthy, and she, for some reason, had a heart attack. And they still live in that house today, and they still have things going on, and it's so bad that dishes are being thrown, plates are being thrown, stuff's being knocked off the bookshelves in midday.
That's not good.
No, so yes, Glenn, that actually does happen. Kelly, what's your take on that?
Well, he needs to clear his home. He has a entity that came home with him, and they can cause harm. And he needs to clear his house, and yeah, that's an infestation of something very negative.
I always wondered, because I've been to doctors a lot in the past 4 years, right? And I've always seen those people out there sitting with me, and they're all upset, and I feel for them. And it's like, but he's healthy. Why does he have this? We don't know. We don't know why people get that. We don't know why they come down with that. It doesn't make sense. He doesn't fit or she doesn't fit the profile. It's just it doesn't. And we don't know what causes that. Was it genes? Was it something skipped a generation? Or we don't. But what do you think about Ouija boards?
Oh,
It's a portal. No.
yep. They're very, very bad. You don't know what comes in.
Right. You're talking to things, and you don't know who's on the other side of the door.
You could think that you're talking to somebody, and while that door is open, everybody else is running in behind them.
Right. Not good. Mm-mm.
Yeah, bad. Ouija boards are bad. And
And
y'all are fixing to see something really neat, because my cat is sitting over here with her black eyes, and she is ready to attack me. And if she jumps on my head while we're on here, you might want to call animal control protection, because I'm gonna have to toss her somewhere.
Oh Lord.
Oh, she's bowed up and looking at me like, I want to kill you. Stop it.
Kelly, you said that you can go places and you can feel things and see things.
yeah.
That is interesting. And I mean, can you turn that off, or is it just always on?
I can turn it on and off, but
I can't.
well, you have to, otherwise you'll fry.
Yeah.
Tell them. You have to set limitations. I can talk. Limitations and boundaries, because they'll bother you all the time.
Yeah.
When I first started at 16, I worked with another psychic, and we were working on murder cases and stuff like that. And I would get downloads, and they were just giving me stuff all the time. And I could pass houses and hear conversations.
No.
I still don't go to malls, because I could see, when I was young, I could see masks. If it was a black mask, they weren't going to be here long. If it was a white mask, they were fine.
I have a problem in hospitals.
I don't like hospitals either. I'll clean the whole place out of spirits and say, "Where's out?" And I send them all to the light.
Yeah, especially when I'm in a bed and I'm not allowed to get up, or I can't get up. One time when I had to stay at the hospital, I used to have a little boy that used to come in and visit me all the time.
He was a ghost. Yeah.
Yeah, he would come and he would visit. He wasn't harmful. He would look,
Right.
He would smile, he would wave, he didn't talk. But he was real cute. He'd come in a couple times a day just to wave and then leave. So it didn't bother me.
Right, but they need to clean hospital, because there's death there, there's stuff there.
They don't think about that either.
I know that there's negative entities and positive entities, and there's a whole layer of them. from the 1800s up.
Now,
You know, like I'll walk into it.
I have been in the hospital off and on for many years. Well, for the past 4 years, off and on. Emergency rooms, overnight stays. I had to have operations, so forth. And I've always had like these. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I know hospitals are code. Okay, so I know, but it was weird feelings like static electricity charges like would roll over my arms. Um, like my legs would tingle, like go up and down and just
right.
fade away. What does that mean? Is that people
You had a
around or
ghost.
something?
You had
Or
a ghost. Yep. That's how you perceive.
so
Yep.
see that's wild. It really is because you know I couldn't imagine um, walking into somewhere and seeing something like that because I talked to one psychic when I was on my psychic path and interviewing everybody and learning their abilities and how they got them and like you and her dad was one Brenda that he actually went crazy and he couldn't work and he had a what do you call it mental breakdown is
Yeah.
that everybody he saw he knew how they were going to die when they're going to die what method and everything
Oh, wow.
and and he could not go out in public. He couldn't answer the front door. He couldn't go shopping. And I mean, I could not imagine or fathom that at all. I mean, that's just horrible.
Well, he should have asked God to take that away from him and let him not see that. You know.
Yeah, that's
You know. Well, like my mom, she used to dream stuff of when it was happening to people, and she would manifest it in her body. And she asked God to take it away because my um, uncle was shot, and they said he committed suicide, but he did not. And she got a high fever, and nobody could see why she had such high fever. But he was laying out there until he died, and then her fever broke. But she was picking up on my uncle. Then she had another dream of another friend that was in the army, and people broke in the barracks and was dragging. She kept seeing metal poles and dragging my cousin through the on his back by his foot through the barracks and hitting the poles. And then she had other friends. They were in the Keys somewhere, a Green Turtle Island, and their boat burned up, and she could feel them burning. So after that, she just asked, and she was getting blisters on her body. And she asked God to just take it away from her because that was too much.
yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
see,
me,
yeah.
when I observe, I don't absorb any of that stuff. Like when I do a murder case, I'm seeing what happened to the murder people and what the killer did, and I can just observe. I don't absorb all that.
Yeah, because I noticed some
Probably.
people can actually, I noticed pick up what they can actually feel what happens to them,
Yeah,
uh, whether they were stabbed, strangled,
right.
or
Just
hit
like
in
a
the
movie.
head.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's awful.
With smells, taste, and touch.
Yeah, that's just incredible. That really is. That's one thing that we talked about. I like to see you more into the paranormal. I think that's something that's very interesting. I think you like it a lot. Uh, I like to see you get hooked up with some ghost hunters in your area, investigators. Because I always tell investigators in my area, I'm hooking up with one in my area, and they already got a date to go somewhere, and I've been invited, and I'm like, oh man, it's like wow, and I already got dates to go visit the local cemeteries, and I got family members like they're gonna have to shut those gates at night. I'm like, yeah, all you gotta do is squeeze through the bushes. There's no gates there.
Squeeze the
So
bushes.
Yeah, right. I just have to leave my scooter
Well,
outside.
I'd love to do that. I put it out there, but I haven't gotten any bites because I'd love to work with local um, people. But I put it
And
out there and I don't get any bites. So
oh,
I
there's
would
got to
like
be
to do
some.
that.
I'll look. There's got to be some out there around you.
well,
A lot of people
talk,
are scared of psychics.
but I talked to some people. They already have their psychics or whatever, you know. But
I
a
would
few,
like to do. I would like to do something like that. Go to a place with an investigator, but it's so hard for me because if there's steps, you know, if there's not a way for me to get in or a ramp or what have you, I can't do it.
right?
And if anything happens and everybody's got to leave in a hurry, well, guess who gets left behind in my little, trying to drive this thing at full speed. And I think I need rocket boosters,
I'm
I got a
sorry.
bad picture on that one.
Yeah.
But no,
It'd be neat.
a lot of people, want to work with law enforcement. A lot of law enforcement are intimidated. It's hard in the court of law to say, well, how did you get the evidence? Well, we got the evidence by Kelly Jo. Well, how did Kelly Jo get the evidence? She
I
asked her spirit guides, right?
I did a case in Pompano with another psychic, and we went down there, and of course the guy cop is all, and he purposely sent me to all the wrong bars. We went to 5 wrong bars at first. I said, well, we got to a bar that has wooden floor, has a gravel driveway, parking lot, has to smell like stale beer and salt water. And they're poo-pooing around, and they take me here. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. Finally, the 5th one, we got the right one. And that's where a gentleman disappeared. He was driving a compact car. He was bludgeoned. I told them that they'd find him in the canal and that he'd be wearing blue jeans, cowboy boots, a yellow shirt, and they'd find him in a compact car. And it took a year for them to find him because they did a police dive, and they found that car with him. He was bludgeoned. He was wearing a yellow cowboy shirt and blue jeans. And
Wow. What did they say when they found that?
they were like really happy, and it gave closure to the family.
Wow. See,
Now, sometimes family don't want closure. Like I did work on a way back when there was a race car driver that was killing young women, and I felt like she was in a bog somewhere, but the mother didn't want to find her, and she kept coming to me and leaving wet footprints on the floor. And I told her, I said, your mom doesn't, she wants to think that you're still alive. So I had to send her away because her mom didn't want closure. So
why is that?
it was too hard for her to understand, I guess. I don't know. I don't live in the mommy's head. But you have to respect the family. You
Well,
can't
that's true. That's true.
you can't make somebody do something they don't want to do.
Well, I mean, I do understand that concept, and I say that with a but, I would assume, I know what assume stands for. Most people preferably would like to have some closure with the body so they can properly burial,
Right. But she just wanted to think she was still alive somewhere.
Oh, yeah, that's really hard. Yeah, I never had that experience. Hopefully, I never do. So, we got missing people all the time, and you're actually worked on a few cases before, and you're actually working on one as we're speaking of. So it's going to be interesting how that comes out. So yeah. So what other cases have you done or talked about?
Like I did a case way back when I was with the other lady. It was in Hyannis, Massachusetts, and I never went there. All they handed me was a piece of bloody tile. And I saw that the man got hit on the couch. The woman got hit in the kitchen. She made martinis dry up. And the hitman used a silencer, 38 special, cut the glass in a circle, reached his hand in, wore gloves, took off over the bridge. And then another hitman was sent, the hitman, and they killed him. And then a dirty cop took, it was $50,000 of money
Whoa.
that the people stole, but the cop took 25,000 of it, a dirty cop. I remember this yesterday. And this was when I was like 17 years old. And then
in America? No.
In America, yeah. And then the mob boss wanted to meet me. I said, never mind.
Yeah, I know nothing.
Right. And then I also did a case of a guy that was like a double spy, and he had microfiche, and he'd do plastic surgery and change his face and have doubles and kill the doubles and leave him in a jungle with the microfiche and the attaché case. Now he's 2 days behind him. He was like 007. It was pretty cool. I'll never forget that as long as I live. I don't remember the name of all the detectives I worked with. That was fun.
You know, you said that, and, you know, I was talking to somebody. You know, poker players are doing that injections that women do. What are they called?
What?
Estrogen?
No, injections in their eyes and stuff, underneath their eyelids.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Like they put in their lips to make them fuller?
Yeah, what's it called?
Oh,
Botox?
Yeah, yes. They're getting Botox. And when I heard that on TV, I'm like, what in the world? And I scooted up a little closer. And I was like, I got to hear this, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Botox. Thank you, Norma. And
hi, Norma.
And I was like, why are they having Botox? And here's the reason why. They don't have to wear glasses no more. Their faces won't change when they get certain cards. They don't have to worry about their face. The muscles won't move.
Oh,
so they're having. So yeah, I mean, to me, that's cheating.
So they make their own poker face.
Yes.
Wow.
So yeah. And Norma says hello, Brenda. So I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, we got a few minutes left. What other questions you guys have for me? We got about 4 minutes.
Yeah, Norma, we started late, unfortunately. So, Norma, you got any questions or anything? We got another show coming up, less than 4 minutes. Sorry, I'm going to have to take care of Kelly Jo next week, which I will be more than happy to do so. Yeah, but no, it always amazes me. You know, I'm always watching the shows with the psychics working with the detectives and the cold cases. And, you know, it's really interesting, especially the real ones that really know what's going on. Because, you know, there are fake ones out there, ladies and gentlemen, you know, and there are non-believers, which is fine. You know, we don't force anything on anybody. But let me tell you something. This woman right here told me when I was going to move, and when I moved at the end of an interview at the old place, at my old studio, she's like, "Oh, by the way, before I let you go, you have to go see a dentist. You got a bad tooth. You got to get fixed. And bye." And I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, I got good teeth. I don't know what she's talking about. Well, about a couple of months, I moved right when she said, and about a month and a half into it, wasn't it, Kelly? I broke a tooth. It was a crown that I found out. I didn't know I had royalty in me. So he had no just watch Mr. T. So yeah, so she has actually out of nowhere told me stuff about my grandfather. I still laugh about the taps, you know, because I thought you were telling me tap dancing, and you're like, no.
The song taps.
Yeah, and Brenda, have I not told everybody that story? I mean, about the taps, you know, because nobody knows that. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, people are real. Let me put her email up and her website. Please, ladies and gentlemen, reach out to her. Here's her email. Her website is www.kellyjopsychic.com. Her email is kellyjo1009@gmail.com. That's kellyjo1009@gmail.com. And email her and check out her website. She's always available. If you're going to ask a question, beware for what you wish for. She will tell you. So, she will tell you. So, but no, it's been a wonderful show, and thank you so much, Kelly Jo and Brenda. Yeah, absolutely. And from coast to coast and around the world, ladies and gentlemen, wish you all the best of luck and God bless, and we'll see y'all shortly. Take care. Bye-bye.
It's a grizzly.
Should we get out of here?
No, we're gonna watch and listen.
Action.
It's a grizzly.
Oh, shit, should we run?
No.
Action.
It's a grizzly.
Oh, shit, should we run?
Okay. It's a grizzly.
Are you sure it's not a chipmunk? Action. I'm out of here. Action.
It's a grizzly.
I'm out of here.
Huh. Maybe it is a chipmunk. It's a grizzly.
Are we gonna die?
I don't know. We're just gonna sit here and listen and watch.
Let's get out of here, maybe.
Fall!